This is what you need to know for the NRL matchup on Friday night between the St. George Illawarra Dragons and the Newcastle Knights. I've done the research, so you don't have to. St. George Illawarra, they're third in the league in line breaks, 5.9 per game. They also score a try for every 7 tackles inside the 20-metre zone of their opponent. Newcastle, they allow the most tackles to opponents inside their 20-metre zone. Now, you have to set this in context, okay? Newcastle, they allow the second fewest points per team, and it's because they can keep teams out of their goal line, keep them in that 20 and just tackle them and tackle them, tackle them. But why it's important in this game is because St. George can convert when they are there. You saw it happen against Melbourne. You saw it happen against the Broncos. You saw it happen against Manly and the Gold Coast Titans. You've seen it happen actually in almost all of their games this season. They're the 4 that they've won, and they've done it by converting those chances inside the 20-metre zone. Newcastle allowed the most run meters. The 15th ranked most run meters, third most run meters of any team in the league to their opponents. You can expect St. George Illawarra to march up the field, get inside that 20 and attempt to cross the line. I don't think it's going to happen straight away. They're going to have to run down the Knights, fatigue them, figure out a way to get through the armour, but I think they'll do it. I'm going to tip them to cover the 5.5-point line, the Dragons, as the favourites. I've also got the game total under. 10 of 11 Knights games this season have gone under the total. 3 of the last 4 head-to-head matchups between these two teams have also gone under the total. In terms of try scorers, I like Christian Tuipulotu in his return for the Dragons. He has the best try scoring average this year for a player that's played more than one game. He scored 7 tries in 5 games. He's just a magnet to the try line. But first try scorer, Fletcher Sharp, he scored 2 tries as the first try scorer in the last 4 games for the Newcastle Knights. They've scored the first try in 3 of the last 4. St. George have allowed the first try in 3 of their last 4. So trends pointing towards maybe a Newcastle try first, but St. George Illawarra to regain ascendancy and win the game. Wow, a lot of information there, a lot to process. If we have any more stats to look at here, the possession and territory. So St. George Illawarra are one of the worst teams in holding possession, the worst teams in gaining territory. But you look on the other end of the spectrum, the Newcastle Knights, 17th in opposition possession. They give the ball to their opponents, and they're 13th in opposition territory. So that works very well with the Knights being the 15th ranked team in opposition run meters. The Dragons are going to get their chances. And you think with the momentum they've created with Clint Gutherson, Val Holmes will probably back up from Origin, and the guys that have around that middle area, they are going to have their chances and they're going to convert them at a higher rate, which I think will happen against these Newcastle Knights. Don't forget to check out the full game preview at bets.com.au. There is a link in the description on the YouTube channel, and bet responsibly this weekend.